Hey, so it's all coming to an end tonight. A good 2.5 months after it actually ended, or whatever the case may be. But it is what it is. For the final time, Stranger Nerds, Mitchell Lea, Tommy Grant, Connor, VanDemark, Brandon Tew singing while I'm introducing people. Guys, this is the last one, Season 5, Chapter 8, Rightside Up. And before we get into things, first of all, Connor, it's good to have you back. I know that you've been
back.
You've been in
the shit with the
You've
got to
add all your grades in. Yeah, you got to add all your grades in.
I don't grade, thankfully. I do not grade. I am thankful for that. So.
Yes, you do.
Oh, you don't grade. Oh, you grade.
He doesn't grade until we tell him to. But
okay.
Before I get into the other stuff for this episode, what is your opinion, Ben? Just long story short, of the season so far, since we have not been graced with your presence.
For this.
Yeah,
can't wait for this.
Ours has been relatively disappointment.
I think it's been fine. I wasn't blown away by it, but no shit.
That's code for it's a disappointment. That's code for it's a disappointment.
He's a very level-headed guy. He's not gonna go straight to extremes.
But to be fair, if it knocked my socks off, I would say that. To me, I'm trying to think of a thoughtful response for this, but I thought that they had, for how much shit was going on when it comes to their narrative arcs, I think they did tie everything up pretty nicely. And there's some egregious things, of course. I'm not surprised. They're all freaking 23, 24 years old. I don't even know how old the actors and actresses are at this point.
I don't know.
47.
It's at this point.
I think they just reached their 20s, but you could tell when they did the flashbacks, you were like, holy shit, they're young as fuck.
Yeah, it was wild. But I do think that I thought that the overall final season was good. I did like how they went about it, and I thought it was more back to its roots than it has for the previous season, in my opinion. Of kind of the whole the party really being split again, and kind of the different avenues they went. I was happy they kind of went back that direction to focus more tighter in each of the groupings.
Okay.
Yeah, I think our biggest complaints from the season collectively have been the pacing, and how, especially in Volume 2, we're all of a sudden introducing these new concepts, and they were kind of spinning up new things that was just well, we're in the last couple episodes of the series, and now all of a sudden we're introducing stuff and focusing on relationships. We wanted more Vecna. We wanted more facing the big bad.
Yeah.
More big shit going on. I felt like they just didn't do that very well.
Even this episode, how much Vecna time is there?
We get
I think the word that's been getting thrown around a lot is some variation of filler or padding, where it feels like we're repeating a lot of the same beats over and over again just to fill a runtime, but not really getting into any sort of finality or expanding on the characters too much. So for this particular, and last episode was the lowest grade that I've given so far. I found that episode just boring, and I thought for a penultimate episode for a show as beloved as Stranger Things, it really just gave us nothing. However, this episode was, now if you want to go all the way back to December 31st of 2025, this was offered as you could see it in theaters on New Year's Eve at I think it started at 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. and they had showtimes going the whole night, because this was the most packed I had seen the theater in all of 2025, which is kind of insane. But it's true. Everyone wanted to see this, and I know that I'm the only one that did it in this particular group to see it in theaters. But theaters were packed. It was an experience that people wanted to be a part of. I think it made $30-something million for Netflix in just one day, which is outstanding because it wasn't also like every theater was offering this. But it was packed, and
What was the
I kind of
experience?
went.
Like, what was
I
the
kind of
ticket? It was like you got a ticket and a voucher, right? Was what it was?
The ticket basically, because I don't think that they necessarily. It was strange.
Of course,
I
it was.
think I don't think Netflix made a dime from this. Actually, I think
That's
it all
crazy.
went to the theaters because I think there was some weird
Damn.
distribution thing that Netflix got no money from this. It was all basically promotional. Your ticket was basically a voucher at the concession stand. It was like a popcorn and a drink type deal. Now, granted, we saw this at a Regal, and if you've ever been to a Regal, they move slow as shit.
They
when
also
it comes
don't
to the
open
concession
lanes.
line.
Regal, I'm calling you out. Open up more than 2 lanes when there's 58 people
Yeah.
in your freaking
It
lobby.
was
They never will.
no, they could have all their lanes open. They're all. It's like the DMV in Zootopia, where they're all sloths. That's going to a Regal concession stand. It's
They're
quite
like picking
awful.
up the stamp. They're like,
We got in. So I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if there's 10 minutes. I don't know if there's 5 minutes, but we missed part of it because we got in right as the theme music was hitting. Because I guess they didn't
you
play.
missed like 10 minutes. Then there was like 10.
Okay,
minutes.
well then there's
Yeah.
10 minutes that I am completely oblivious to because they didn't play any trailers, despite the fact that we asked the girl at the door and she said they're playing trailers, so that bitch lied. So that wasn't great. But we got in. It was a fun experience. It was really cool getting to see it in theaters with other passionate Stranger Things fans that clearly had more fun with the season 5 than I had been having. And so that added a little bit of something to it. That being said, I thought that this episode was good and definitely one of the stronger ones of the season. And I thought that the ending as a whole was well done, like the final 5 or so minutes that we'll get to, obviously. And people seem to really like that, but it's not Breaking Bad, it's not Game of Thrones. As in, like,
Man, I love
you're
how
not going to be
referencing these shows.
Well, they're the 2 biggest shows of my adult lifetime, I guess. And Stranger
fair.
Things would probably
I guess
be the
you're
third.
not a Dexter fan. It's okay. No, I'm just
But
kidding.
Stranger Things
Dexter
would
was
probably be
amazing.
the 3rd biggest one of the last 10, 15 years.
I would
so
say
Breaking-
Dexter. I would say Dexter is probably the era before that. Like if you're
it is.
like
It is.
if you're like an older millennial going into like
And
Gen
how many
X,
people had
then-
Showtime? You know, like how many people had Showtime?
because Dexter
But also-
was something
also
where it was like
genre related too. I mean, you have Breaking Bad
Sounds
being
like-
like the crime drama type show.
Breaking Bad was the one. Like Breaking Bad and Walking Dead are the one because it was on AMC, like on cable television.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying that Walking Dead knew when to end and ended well.
No.
No,
I stopped watching The Walking Dead because it got so ridiculous. But I will say,
Yes.
The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad, because they were on cable television, were like appointment television. It was like
But
Break-
I
never-
mentioned
never
Breaking
watched it.
Bad and Game of Thrones a lot because those are the 2 extremes. Breaking
makes
Bad is
sense.
the one that everyone says ended it right, and Game of Thrones is the big show that is kind of synonymous with you really
failure of
fucked
last
this up.
season.
at
Game
the
of
end.
Thrones
yeah.
and Dexter are the ones that it's like you really fumbled the ball at the 1-yard line.
I
Like,
don't
you had a
know
chance
much
to make
about
this
the
awesome
show
and
of
you fumbled.
Dexter, but I know everyone's like, and then at the end he's a lumberjack, and like people are just frustrated with that.
Yeah.
So from what I heard about Dexter, and like I've seen, I haven't seen the full thing, but I've seen enough to know, and I heard about it. Like I heard what Dexter was like. The finale itself was the missing landing, but like
they fumbled the ball at the 2-inch line. It wasn't
yeah,
the 1-yard line, it was the
Game of
2-inch
Thrones, that whole season was a mess,
line. Oh yeah.
and I do think that is a very
It's Stranger Things in that category. The season.
I do think that those are 2 different points of failure on each of them, and they're very very distinctive in that aspect. Excuse me.
Mitchell is 100% right. Dexter, I'm sorry, spoilers. It ends with him just being a lumberjack. Now, I will say, the shows after it kind of save it because it's
I
like
heard that new one was good.
Yeah, Dexter
What's
New
it called?
Blood
Original
is good.
Sin?
So New Blood is the one right
Okay.
after, and then Original Sin is like a prequel to. And like
Gotcha.
those shows are good because they brought the writers back and they were like, let's cook up some Dexter. And like Dexter's a good storyline, so you can do whatever you want with it. But this is what I'm worried about Stranger Things with, guys.
What are you worried about?
The
You watched
ending.
Yeah, this shit's over, man.
The ending made it seem
Conformity
like,
Gate's not happening, by the way.
The ending made it seem like it might not be over.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
It's done.
Okay.
Are you a Conformity Gate person, Brandon?
No, I'm not a Conformity Gate.
To me, like, I thought the ending was perfectly fine because this is a very common trope in all these types of movies. Like, is cliffhanger-esque, but like at the same time, it's like, yeah, this is definitely the end.
It should end.
Everybody has their fresh break, and that's it.
Are they doing the animated like Stranger Tales thing? I saw that.
Yeah, they have other Stranger Things properties coming out, but I don't.
They're gonna spin it off, and they're gonna bleed. They're gonna milk this cow until
like The Walking
dry.
Dead. So like The Walking Dead. Because that's what The Walking Dead did. The Walking Dead spun off everything. They're like Fear the Walking Dead, the Book of Daryl, the Book of Carol.
It's like I'm not surprised that Netflix would do this. To them, it has been their moneymaker for long.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta be honest.
And they're not getting Warner Brothers now.
Yeah.
So
when you pull up Netflix, what are you watching? Stranger Things.
Some movie that they didn't make.
Yeah.
Well, the only spinoff that I would want to see, since we're kind of talking about the ending, we get a
high school.
We get a brief line by Hopper mentioning that they're going to move to Montauk, New York.
Oh, you want a Montauk?
Now, obviously, for those that don't know, the whole concept behind Stranger Things was based off of the Montauk Project in Montauk, New York. So I was like, well, that would be a perfect spinoff of having Hopper think he finally escaped all this, show up in a place and be like, oh, all this shit's
Indiana. He's like, shit, in Montauk, I have to deal with the same freaking earthquakes and stuff. Yeah.
All right, Tommy, you want to start us off with final episode here?
Let's get into this since we're already up super late. So obviously we start off continuation off of the last episode where we have them entering the Upside Down. They're getting all the plans ready, and the concept of them climbing the tower into the Upside Down was kind of a weird. I kind of saw it coming, just because of how much they teased it in the very first episode with Steve and Jonathan racing up the tower. But now having to make all of them climb up this big ass fucking radio antenna was kind of weird.
Steve's idea, by the way.
Totally Steve's idea. Him trying. It's just funny how Steve's trying to overdo himself in this final season. It's like he's got something to prove, and they keep pushing that over and over. We get Hopper, 11, Murray, and Callie. They're dropped off to start their kind of phase, and we get Lieutenant Akers and Connor. I want your opinion on this because I've been stuck down the negative path of Mitchell and Brandon. What's your take?
Oh God!
You pull me down to darker paths.
I'm not negative.
I'm negative on the season, but
I'm truthful.
I'm not some ringleader. You make your own damn opinion.
I'm not a huge fan of how they threw the military into this season. It felt kind of forced as a secondary villain that we didn't need. I'd rather have had Vecna been the big bad for the whole season for everybody. What was your take on Lieutenant Akers and that whole kind of side plot?
I had no issue with that, honestly. I felt that it was needed.
I like the technology aspect of it, but it just, I don't know, it felt kind of forced into throw someone like Linda Hamilton in, and I just felt like her
is that the general?
Yeah.
Okay, I was making sure. I had no issue with it because the fact that, what's real? This whole at the end of season 4, you have this whole situation happen. The military is going to get involved no matter what.
Yeah.
And
sure.
And that's something that to me that was a very realistic thing that the whole it probably would more Area 51 of anything else compared like when it comes to security of it, rather than what they currently had. But at the same time, I do believe that you cannot tell the story without, like, if you're going to the scale that you are with the escalation that has been, there's no way you can tell the story without the military being involved there. So tying it back into L and was it 13? If I remember correctly, it was her number.
Callie, Callie's number.
8, yeah, Callie, yeah.
8.
I thought that tying her back into it, like, I think that was fun. Because honestly, she was gone.
I did like that part of it, yeah.
She was gone, and of course they want to have information on her. This was a whole government project in the first place, like, and recognizing that there's a tie between these two aspects, like they want to, like, to them, how they're portraying the military is that they want to utilize, like, gain weaponization of this, and they're like, their sight isn't on Vecna in this case, because to them, like, they're misinformed, thinking that they think L's the one's causing all of this, because L's has always been the epicenter of it, and not knowing that the person who they've been looking for this whole time, who they assume is dead, is the one who's actually causing it, and that is, of course, Vecna / whoever the hell his creepy face man is. Trying to find his name in here real quick.
Henry.
That's
Henry,
the weird
Mr.
Henry,
What's
thank you. Yeah, by the way, I thought he was fantastic in the season.
Yeah.
Like, I think Henry's performance is what made this season, like, enjoyable for me. Like, I think if Henry wasn't as good as he was, I don't think this season would have as much as a good ending as it did.
Yeah, no, he did a phenomenal job. And one of my favorite scenes, I think it was from last episode or 2 episodes ago, was when Max and Holly are trying to escape the dream world, and he's walking down the stairs and he morphs like through all versions of himself.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I love how his acting changes for each performance of each character.
Yes. And he's so good. Like, and I'll give him. I forget the actor's name. By the way, really good singer too. Like, if you haven't checked the band out, I would recommend it. The tone of his voice is so impactful in his control of that. It made him into such a great performance in this season. I was like his creepy factor in season 3 and season 4 was there, but seeing him as fleshed out in this season, in the finale season, I thought it was chef's kiss. I was so happy, and I hope he gets more work, because honestly, I would be in. He's honestly an actor I would go out of my way to go try to see something with him.
Who is this?
This is the guy who
played
Henry. Plays Henry Vecna Creole.
Oh, Jamie Campbell Bower.
There you
go.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to be in a serial killer movie.
But to tie it into the question you had, Tommy, and I think that they use the military very well as a way for L to ramp back up. Because I thought Lieutenant Akers was a nice medium of interaction for the bonding of Hopper and L together, of navigating this aspect of, L has this crazy power, and like that kind of like they've been like building again on that, like, father-daughter dynamic in this season, but the fact that the ability to have Hopper really understand that, my kid is pretty much an adult now, I need to also let her fly as well. And I thought that was a good way. Like the scene that comes to mind is when Elle's interrogating with Hopper in the bus. I thought that was a very good scene.
No, that's a good scene in the season. We needed more of that than less of the other stuff.
But the thing is, like, you can't overdo that though. Like, there's times where this is to the fault of their own, where the casting did get so big and bloated that it's hard to make those scenes.
And I kind of
And-
like how they threw 8 in there, kind of as a catalyst between Hopper and
Yes.
Elle, because
she was a great foil. Like she was a great foil to Hopper and really show like the individualization of Elle. And we'll get later on, but like Elle's no dummy herself, and
Right.
I do think that was a really, I did really enjoy that aspect in it.
yeah, we get that scene at the very beginning when they arrive at the deprivation tank, where we're finally going to see Elle kind of ramp up her powers again, and you get that weird, just kind of awkward interaction between the three of them, where Callie and Elle kind of have the agreement of, hey, we're both dying at the end of this, and then you have Hopper completely distrusting Callie, and then Hopper and Elle basically like, hey, we're gonna leave Hawkins when this is done. Where 11 knows like, hey, that's not gonna happen. And of course, like during that scene, I kind of had that feeling that they were gonna kill her off in the end, or one of the two of them was gonna die. And it was kind of a 50-50 shot because both of their characters have died in a season and then been magically brought back the next one. So that's something the Duffer Brothers love to do. Just, hey, we're going to kill off a big character at the end, but hey, they're not really going to be dead. And lo and behold, that's what they do in this episode. up for speculation, of course, but I think we're all pretty much on the same page that Elle is well alive and traveling Norway or wherever the fuck she was.
Iceland.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Iceland. Thank you.
I don't really know what it was.
Are you saying that we're in a? Are we talking about the end?
We'll get to it later.
Okay.
bits-
Okay. I was gonna say, are you saying we're in agreement? Because I don't think we're in agreement.
Oh,
That
boy.
she's alive?
Yeah, all right, we'll get that. We'll get that.
Nah,
We'll get
she
that.
dead.
Whoa.
We will get to that.
Spoiler. No, I'm just kidding.
So they reach the top of the tower, the whole party, and we get another just kind of pointless scene, in my opinion, where we have. I know Mitchell's already agreeing with me on this.
Go through it. Just
First hour
actually
of
just
this
gloss
was
over it.
pointless.
Just gloss over it. Actually, thank you.
We can't gloss. So it's an important scene for character development, and just
Is it?
I felt like it wasn't needed in this
Is
moment
it?
where we have Mike and Will kind of going through the whole, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were gay, and then sorry, yeah, I didn't know I was
hold
gay
on,
either.
hold
Just
on.
now.
I hold on. I gotta.
That was fine.
There was a moment in this that Sarah and I were just cackling at. Just the I don't know if it was the way the line was written or the way it was delivered or just the timing of it, but he says like, can we still be friends?
Oh,
And
that's in this
then
scene.
Mike says, friends?
Friends.
No way, best friends. And Sarah and I were like, did you totally expect him to be like, friends? No way, I'm sucking your dick right now. Just the way that was delivered was just weird.
You know, they
I
have
know the
some
same
weird.
with-
They have some weird needle drops.
It was the pausing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the pause. It's the pause. It's the delivery. It's the
I'm
delivery.
like, are we about to get into some call me by your name shit right now?
It's the delivery.
going?
It's the delivery. I will say they had some wild needle drops. So I think they could have needle dropped like, we're the best of friends.
I think they were fucking with the fans because after season 4, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, Mike and Will are gonna be a couple in season 5. It's totally gonna happen." And there was a deliberate pause after Friends, like that. Everybody was like, the Duffer Brothers were like, "Oh, we're gonna completely tease this concept for just a real half second, just to piss everybody off."
That was the
They
right.
told him as the actor. They told him as the actor, pause for 15 seconds in your head,
Fuck
but it's
with
really
them. Fuck
only
them as
2.
much as possible.
Fuck with them.
Which is
Actually, pull out a peach
I had a
and be
good laugh
like,
about that one.
so what are we thinking?
they should have added this scene in the last episode after the big speech had happened. Not,
Thank you.
hey,
That
we're
would have
about
been
to go
better.
climb to our deaths, possibly.
Why?
Let's have this conversation.
Part of me expected, because Connor, you missed it last week. I said that the speech that he gives at the end of that scene reminded me of John Mulaney talking about Ice-T and Law and Order, and how he just keeps naming things that people could be addicted to. That's how I felt watching him just being like, I'm like you. I like going to eat ice cream and playing Dungeons and Dragons and riding my bike. And I kind of expected to walk into the theater and he'd still be listing shit from the previous episode. And so I got it and he wasn't doing
I like
that. And
chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah,
I
was just kind of relieved, you know.
It's hard. It's hard to put like the.
Is this the speech?
I think it's just overhanded.
Yeah.
That. I think they should have like slowed the roll a little bit, like pump the brakes a tad, and I think it would have been fine.
What was super funny to me, Connor, is everybody else but Mike knew. That's what cracks me up. Is everyone else is like, yeah, isn't he kind of gay? And Mike's like, oh, I had no idea.
Kind of gay.
Mike's like, I had no idea. And it's like, bro, what are we talking about?
To be fair, I can definitely see Mike not having a gaydar whatsoever.
No, true,
yeah.
sure.
To be fair, also,
he is someone like
didn't Robin immediately call him out? Robin's like she wasn't like you're gay, but she was like,
hey, I recognize my own.
She's like, hey, I know.
Yes.
She's like, hey,
no, yeah.
Hopper and Will's deadbeat dad knew he was gay in season 1.
That's what I'm saying.
This was well known way back then. This was no secret to anybody.
There's times where I feel Mike, I'm like, because I am someone who's very oblivious to this. I'm like, no, where I like growing up, someone could be flirting me, no fucking idea. Like the situational awareness on these kind of things, like even like gaydar stuff, like I am bad. Where like it's because I don't know, I don't assume, so I don't fucking know. And no, because there's people who I met who are like, no, who are very, what's the best way to put this? Outgoing in that aspect, and like they're completely straight, and like I was like, oh yeah, whatever, like no, like, and then it flips upside down. It's like, oh, I have a guy who I play hockey with, like the regular dude, can't believe it, yeah. And I'm like, all right, whatever, like cool, like he's a good buddy of mine. Go see football, and like you can't assume those things because you just don't know. And I can definitely see Mike being in the same situation, like, yeah, whatever, that's just Will. Okay, here he goes again, like.
Yeah, Will just stares at me a little too long.
Will acting all gay.
Yeah,
he loves looking at my eyes. Aren't they pretty?
Will just flies across the country and then acts completely weird when we're in California together. Yeah, oh man. Yeah, and then during the speech, he looks at Mike and goes, "And I was someone who I had a crush on, who I wasn't sure if they knew the same thing." And I was like, does he know still? Like, does Mike get it now? Like,
or is there any question in his mind? It's like, is he talking about me?
It would have been great. Mike's just like looking around the room, like, oh shit.
He's like, who is he talking about? Lucas? Like,
it sure as hell can't be me.
Yeah. So they go into the Upside Down, Tommy. I'm with Mitchell. You could cut like 20 minutes of this.
First we have to talk about our my new favorite pairing of characters, where the Duffer Brothers have this great talent of throwing all these characters together, and they always have little Mod Podge scenes.
Oh, together. Sure, the pairs are good.
So we have to talk about Vicky and Unconscious Max, because that was just the most uncalled for pairing that just was kind of funny to watch. Because like Vicky's just completely thrown into this; she has no idea what the hell's going on. And all of a sudden, she just walks into the room, and Max is completely unconscious, obviously having fun in the void with 11 and
having fun in the void. I don't think she was having fun.
Fun in the void.
Yeah. Hey, she was able to walk. She was like, yeah, finally, I'm not in a chair, stuck by myself here anymore.
It's not like she was in a wheelchair for 18 months, dude. She's in a wheelchair for like two days. Calm down.
But just the scene where the military shows up and she's just dragging Max's body around. I thought that
was good. There's some good pairings. Also, let's talk about it. Our favorite pairing, Steve and Dustin. They're back.
They're finally back to normal, and not
they finally acknowledge. Like, why it took the Duffer Brothers this long to acknowledge that like this like riff was happening, and then finally write something where Steve's like, you know what, man, you're right. Like, Eddie died. You were messed up. Like, I wasn't there for you. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he could have said that in episode 2, and we could have like moved past it. But they literally went the whole season like carrying this like baggage.
And then all of a sudden they say, "Hey, we're gonna fuck with you some even more," and almost kill Steve. Like
Oh my
I remember
God,
watching.
yeah.
I was like, I don't know how it was in the theater, Mitch, but
Well,
I was.
I
Just
don't know.
no way you're killing Steve like this. There's no way.
Right. Well,
That was like they wanted a big reaction, and unfortunately,
no
in
one
my
reacted.
crowd, no, they got it, and I was just there rolling my eyes. So I was like, yeah, no shit, they're not going to kill Steve like that. That would require them making a choice, and they have been allergic to making choices this season.
So I avoided spoilers the whole time. Don't know how I did it. I should just Googled who dies in Stranger Things, but I didn't do it.
Then you wouldn't have succeeded.
No, right. I succeeded. I did not Google that. So this whole time I'm sitting there going like, bro, where's the deaths? Where's the people dying? Like
escalation.
Am I cruel?
I think that's a great word for it.
Am I a mean person for wanting that?
The season has no escalation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is no like exponential like value to like. Am I mean for wanting people to die?
Yes, you're a cruel human.
No,
Okay.
I'm with you,
No.
Brandon. This season needed some stakes.
We needed some finality. We needed some people.
This has been vegan as shit. There's no stakes.
We did get a cool sequence coming up here with.
Tommy, before you go through, I just want to interject one thing. In the words of Michael Jordan, fuck them kids.
True.
Thank you.
True.
Flat.
They're gone. See ya.
He might not get movies, but he's got the
Connor, my joke the entire season has been I've never rooted harder for a town in Indiana to be messed up. And by the end of the show, that town in Indiana,
When you get another chance,
is
All the trauma.
completely fine. It's completely fine. I'm distraught.
We'll get to that too.
distraught.
Yeah.
All right, Tommy, what are you going to make your comment? And I cut you off.
All right. So this was a sequence I kind of did enjoy with Elle, Callie, and Holly basically fucking around with Vecna.
Whoa.
Because I kind of enjoy it because like they finally get back to the kids. The little children cult is over, and I enjoyed the use of 8 and 11 working together kind of for the first time. We haven't really gotten that yet. And because I was wondering going into this episode, like, how are they going to use 8 effectively?
Yeah, fair.
And this was kind of a cool moment. And, like, Vecna wasn't even... I'm curious if Vecna was even aware she was alive going into this episode. Because, like,
I don't think he was. He looks kind of surprised.
Which kind of surprises me because he's known to be able to basically get into anybody's mind, so he should have known she existed. But
maybe he's not a god like you thought he was.
But regardless, I thought it was a really cool scene seeing the two of them fight Vecna in the Mindscape.
But Tommy, they fight Vecna, but then they don't make a decision. They just have Vecna disappear.
Which also throws... I guess it's because it's in his head, so he's able to just manifest himself whenever he wants to.
Oh, sure, but is this like Star Wars where he's like projecting himself with the Force to like some other place? Like I don't know. It's like I wanted some real stakes when they were fighting him, and then it's like, oh, they got so close to like stabbing him, and then it's just like he's gone. Like, where is he? And it's like, dude, okay. Every time you have a chance to like add some stakes to the show, you just like.
But he disappears and pulls a real big "fuck you" and.
Oh, true. Yeah, he does. He does.
That scene was fucked up. I was
kind of messed up.
I felt bad for Hopper. I was like, that man's gone through so much torture, and now he's.
I thought the scene was great. I love that scene.
Yeah, that scene was really good. I will say, having his daughter with cancer be like,
that's what I'm saying.
You couldn't save me, and it's like,
it was a great scene, but so fucked up at the same time. So I'm like, God damn, that man's gonna have like a freaking mental breakdown in this episode.
Well, I mean, he did. So
yeah.
The dude's been on the edge ever since 8 showed up. Let's be real, because in his mind, he like the thought of losing Elle is very much in the forefront.
Yep.
Right.
And yeah,
So that was definitely a good scene to throw in there. And then we get the kids running out of the caves, and
Because they weren't
Henry.
safe in the caves, even though they told us the entire time
Well,
that they'd be safe in the
because
caves.
Henry, kind of realized, hey, this is all or nothing now. I need to face my own fears, and goes into the caves, which I thought was also a pretty powerful scene because they've gone years apparently at this point with him never entering there, and now it's like, hey, my whole grand vision's on the line, so hey, I'm gonna really freak you guys out and just come in there.
So can we get to like the Will seeing into his mind thing, and he's like, "It's not your fault. It wasn't your fault." And then he's like, "Nah, I wanted this." He's basically like, "F them kids. Like, I wanted this. I
Yeah,
wanted to kill everyone."
it was cool because we finally, like, again, Connor, I don't know if you were, because there's a Stranger Things play. Oh yeah, there's a Broadway play that is about Henry's backstory. So this entire season, all the constant flashbacks, that one scene of him at like school with Joyce and them,
yeah.
all that's part of the play, and it focuses on him basically in this scene getting the powers, going into the Upside Down, becoming all powerful, then coming back, and Dr. Brenner finds him and takes him in because he knows he has powers now. So we're finally seeing a little bit of that in this episode where it's kind of tying the play into the show. And I think that was a insane scene between Will and him, because it kind of reminded me of the big Snape reveal in Harry Potter, where it's like you kind of get that glimpse, like you're still a really fucked up character, but you have that backstory of like, oh, you weren't always actually evil, and you basically got manipulated and controlled by the Mind Flayer as a kid. So it was kind of a interesting concept, but then it's it's too late for me to be redeemed. I'm just fully evil now.
Yeah, like they could have gone. Like, okay, Henry breaks from the Mind Flare, kind of is like chaotic good, like figures it out. But they decided to go with like, nah, he's just evil. Like the Mind Flare got to him, but like, fuck this. Like I'm in for like basically he's like, I pushed all my chips in the middle of the table. I'm all in. Like, and it's like I just don't know how I felt about really all of that. And honestly, the fight scene with Vecna was kind of weird too. I agree with you that it's logical, but it would have been interesting to see it from a different perspective, I guess.
I would say like I thought that was a lot more unique in that aspect because a lot of times they do like no, there's some good in him, and like the fact that like Henry has been like again since his formative years that messed up because of the mind flare.
Yeah.
And the amount of like that's what at that point that's what he knew, and like that's what he was, and all the traumatic shit. Like the other part of I think we found out this maybe it was a previous episode, like knowing that like it's in their blood that is what's causing
He was basically a
the
meat
powers
bag
and stuff.
The lab. He was basically a meat bag. They just used him for blood.
Yeah, and the fact that
it's the midichlorians.
Oh man!
Hey, a reference Connor got.
Yeah, that was
Yes,
stupid too.
I know. I know Star Wars enough. But the fact that like how much shit he went through and his lack of trust in humanity, like all it has been
I get
has
it.
been antagonistic against him. So why would he want us to click goodbye?
100%. I get why you want him to be evil, and part of me wanted it, but then part of me was like, well, why don't we explore like he has a chance to like break from this, you know? They don't really explore it. They're just like Will goes like, it wasn't your fault, and Henry's like, nah, Will, I gotta be honest. I want this shit. I'm built for this. Basically, is what he said. Like,
But the
like,
thing is, if you
yeah.
don't do that, then you're not gonna get the ending that you did.
Sure, that's
Like,
a fair point.
I guess you're going to go, yeah, we're going to fight the Mind Flayer, but all this time it's been Vecna who has been, they've been building up to
Controlled by
Vecna
the Mind Flayer.
being the one, not even that, but like Vecna being the one really, I want to say, control being a Mind Flayer to me at this point, it's more of a symbiotic relationship.
Sure, that's a good point.
I was thinking the
I
exact same phrase.
It's like Venom.
And-
Yeah, it's like Venom. It's like a
Yes.
symbiotic thing. Yeah.
Eddie.
Yeah, that would have been funny. That would have been funny if he just like goes like Henry. Sorry.
But because the fact that they have made Vecna into this such big bad villain that they can't go, like, that's a situation you cannot go back on.
Sure.
Unless you have something that is lined up right behind it, whereas like, oh, I'm the one actually pulling on the strings and whatever, and like, but the Mind Flayer itself is not the issue with making the Mind Flayer the actual villain is that it's not really a tangible thing unless Vecna does something.
And so a cool part of that, I was reading a couple like fan theories on this afterwards, and someone brought up the concept of it's almost like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, where he has two versions of himself, and Henry is still the good character.
Personalities.
Yeah, like Henry's still that good childish personality, but he's been so taken over by Vecna as a character that Vecna is basically pulling the strings, and Henry's trapped in his own mind, which is why we typically only see Henry in his own mindscape. We don't see him in real life as Henry. It's just always Vecna. So I thought that was kind of a cool concept. It doesn't hit perfectly, but
I don't like that because to me
because Vecna is the part that's truly controlled by the Mind Flayer, because that's what connects directly into the Mind Flayer.
I just don't think they executed as well in season 5 as they did, kind of diving more into him in season 4. That they did that much more interestingly.
I think diving into, because season 4 was like when they brought up like Henry in the same containment
with
area
11.
as 11. Yeah,
I think that
like,
was a good way to kind of
plot.
Yeah,
that's an interesting plot. Yeah, and we never got the high school thing. We never got it, guys. I'm sorry, never happened.
Thing.
Just like meeting Hopper or any of them.
Yeah, they had like
you guys see the play.
De-aged Winona Ryder.
Dude, stop telling me I need to see the play. This is like I need to see all the Disney Plus shows.
The Duffer Brothers said that the play is canon, and you need to
fuck
see
you.
it. Well,
no, come on,
no.
Brothers,
That's like when people are like,
thing.
"Oh, you need to watch the Clone Wars to like Star Wars." Go fuck yourself.
Yes, you do.
Make a good movie.
Yes, you do. But
That's
we're completely jumping over the part that Brandon's been dying for all episode is death.
Well, we finally get it.
You get Murray fucking up some people, and another death scare.
Fucking up some people. Name them.
All the military.
Name them.
Thank you. Those are deaths.
Those don't count. Deaths. We don't fucking know them. Those aren't deaths.
They're nameless characters.
They're faceless.
Henchman number 6 does not count.
They're still henchmen. They're still deaths.
Oh, shut the hell up.
I'm kind of with Mitchell on this. There were no significant deaths. Like,
I didn't say they were significant. I was also being a little facetious.
Also, underwhelming.
I thought Murray with like suicide bombing the helicopter in that scene
would have been cool.
No, I would have been devastated. Murray was my favorite characters.
Of course, he's one of my favorite characters too. But we need stakes. We need something here. Now, I will say. Can I just say this? The fight scene between Vecna and everyone else, underwhelming.
We're gonna dive into that right now.
All right, let's dive into it because it's underwhelming. I'll just get my thoughts out. I don't know how everyone else felt. Underwhelming is what I would say.
I was underwhelmed in the sense that we had this massive, like when the Mind Flayer finally came up, I was like, all right, this is some epic D&D level fights.
Right.
We've kind of been teased in all of their campaigns in the previous seasons. I'm like, all right,
that this is what it is. Yeah,
there should be lives and things at stake, and I feel like 11 just tanked it really easily, which it was cool because she basically mimicked her training from the first episode of the season, but it kind of felt nerfed a little bit to the point where all the action that happened outside didn't really make too much of a difference. I don't know.
Agreed.
Connor, what was your
Agreed.
thought on it?
I don't know. Like, I thought it was fine. Like, I wasn't like, I thought it was a fine set piece. Like, it was. Like, how much longer do you want it to be? Like, what else? What else? What would you change in that?
I don't know. I just
It's not about length. It's about like making things matter.
there was another thing that was thrown in there early in the episode about how there's no monsters in the Upside. Like there was a lack of monsters, and I know that's one thing I've seen a lot of people complain about is every time we see the Upside Down, all we ever see is like all these Demogorgons, and we get like basically the mother Demogorgon, and there's nothing else around. It's like I feel like there was no stakes on the line. It seemed too easy. It was just more of a run away and don't get stepped on by the big monster, while 11 fights inside it.
I think that's my biggest complaint.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That was a.
I don't know what I would have
critique of that.
Like for the finale, like fight scene between the big bads.
Well, and the fact that they made this a cinematic event.
This is a fault of them, having them all, this whole party being pushed together as it was a group of 7, 8.
Yeah.
Like, so like this could very much could have been like, splitting the roles up too, of like, okay, no, 2 people are on this small mission, and like them weaving those timing arcs together of like, okay, this team needs to do this, and then like shift over, and then I feel like they couldn't have done that. Yeah, there could have been something done better cinematically of you can definitely keep the same Nancy cool arc badass
Nancy
shot they
sure.
had.
Yeah, Nancy was the best part.
You can definitely keep that shot at the same time, being able to have the separation of Steve and Dustin together doing some like the first thing I just thought of was the sorry, because I know you guys doing Star Wars on your play action, but like the scene in Hoth where they're doing the snow speeder coming around the going for like you can do something very similar to that of like
sure.
Okay, you have that plus also the battery station battle, and like you can bounce around and them be interconnected with each other.
But not even that, but it almost felt like a repeat of the big fight in season 3 in the mall.
Sure, that's fine. That's fine if it's a repeat.
Version.
If it's a much bigger version, that's fine. Let's just call a spade a spade. Billy is the most significant death in this series.
Bob, you motherfucker.
I mean,
Brandon
okay, but they
correct.
killed 2 people this entire series. Like that's my point.
Billy's the only one that it felt like, all right, you didn't just create a character and kill him right away.
Right.
Retroactive consequences from it.
And I love Bob.
Yeah, Bob was great. Why am I blanking on season 4?
Eddie.
Joseph Quinn. Yeah, Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie's
Those
good.
are both great characters that we grew to really like. And Stranger Things kind of became notorious for, we're going to introduce this new character and we're going to kill him at the end of the first season that they're in. And, any of the new characters can go, but the original cast has plot armor and they cannot be killed under any circumstances.
Yeah.
There's no reason that Max should be alive. If Max died at the end of season 4, that would have been so impactful and would have had some actual stakes
messed up
and
Lucas,
a lingering threat going into season 5 that it just kind of feels like you've opened the door for her to be alive, so we know that she is going to be alive and fine and able to graduate despite being in a coma for like 2 years, graduating at the same class as everyone else.
I think they were just like classes are canceled, everyone graduates basically.
But they were in school.
Were they?
Yeah.
Were they? Yeah, they were in school.
The last 6 months? I mean,
there's literally the what is it? The
classes are canceled. Everyone graduates.
Sure.
She was in a coma.
They had a fucking earthquake. Who gives a shit?
They were under curfew. They still went to school.
So yeah, I'm gonna
There's
say
the scene.
I'm
There's
gonna
the scene
say
talking about the
Con-
wormhole, the tunnel.
Connor's right.
Yeah.
If they kill one of the kids off, like if Holly gets killed or Derek or any of them, instantly better plot. But okay, so then they beat the big bad.
They beat the
Mrs.
big bad.
Wheeler
You get a great
chops his head
sequence
off,
with
which is crazy.
11
That was fucking sweet.
Yeah, that was sweet.
I liked Eleven and Will teaming up for the first time, really, and using their powers together. Will ripping fucking Vecna's arm off, like that was pretty sweet. But yeah, Joyce finally making her badass return in this season, because we've kind of said this last season where we feel like she's kind of taking a back seat in this season.
Kind of taking a back seat.
Winona Ryder is
she in this season?
She's benched in this season. They're like, we got it. Like 15 minutes left in the game. Like, just go sit down. It's fine.
But
she's like, and I can say this because I fit under the circumstances. She's like the autistic equipment manager that they put in the final 30 seconds to take a 3-pointer.
There's no way you said that.
I mean, why are we treating Winona Ryder as if she wasn't the star of the show at the first season?
Amazing. Sensation.
Do you have experience that, Mitchell?
No, it's sensation.
Yeah, that's been my entire life, Connor.
Love.
Okay, but they beat the big baddie, guys. They beat them, and then the military swoops in. What the fuck? Who cares? Why?
Again, this is not shocking me at all. This is a the military fucking things up has always been a common thing when it comes to these movies.
The military's dumb though.
Oh,
the military's
but Brandon, don't we have Jurassic Park and Jurassic World reviews to look back on for this?
Sure,
what is the military in movies like this like? Yeah, I got a really good idea, and it's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
So my hot take maybe, did we really need as the song for the bombs to go off? I feel like that just didn't fit.
The bombs going off? Just what didn't fit?
The song of When Doves Cry, Purple Rain, like
mean any Prince song being thrown in this? It's why I have the joke here, guys. Purple Rain.
Like,
no, I'm with you on that.
That was the big, like, again, it's not a big hot take, but I'm going to make it a big hot take because every season the show has had a song that
I see your small little caption underneath. They could do better. You are right.
But no, they have a song every season that's like the main song. And when the trailer for this season came out, they had a Queen song that I was like, oh, that's going to fucking slap in the finale. That's a perfect song to throw in there. Do they ever use it in the fucking season? No.
They could have used "You're My Best Friend" from Queen when he said, "We'll be best friends." Damn it! I mean, they're just missing opportunities.
No, but it was "You Want to Live Forever," and it was like an epic song to throw in there, and I was so excited. And they never used it in the entire series. And I'm like, they're gonna use a song to time the bombs. This has to be where they're gonna put.
Yeah, I Don't Want to Live Forever. It's good song. Good song.
And granted, no disrespect to Prince, this is a great song, but it doesn't fit the scene. So that is my
Stairway to Heaven would have been a better song.
Sure.
No, I'm making a joke that literally anything else would have been better in this situation than Purple Rain and When Doves Cry.
And then after that, we get the great slow motion sequence of everybody having their dramatic take. Some of them were good, some of them were bad, but I didn't think we needed every single character's reaction.
That was very Zack Snyder of them to zoom in on every single person. No.
But I thought it was at least effective to have her like all of a sudden snap Mike into the void to have a quick conversation.
Sure. That was good. That was a good scene.
But those were the only two reactions we needed, Mike and Hopper. We didn't need every single character in a slow-mo shot for 5 minutes.
Maybe we're getting to the crux of this entire season.
Yes. The ending.
The ending.
I would like to live in a land where she is alive, and that Mike's theory.
I'm
of,
actually trying to figure out.
You do
Mitchell's
not
theory.
live in that land, sir.
I'm trying to
She
figure out
is
Mitchell's
dead.
theory. I'm trying to figure out Mitchell's theory. What is
Because-
Mitchell's theory? Like,
What's my theory? My theory is that bitch is dead.
why? You see her.
But Mike's theory is accurate though, because the hedgehog devices were on, so 11 would not have been able to have been using her powers during that scene.
No.
Here's what I have to say.
We did not see Callie officially die, and the rule of movies is if you don't see a dead body, the bitch ain't fucking dead. Which means she was using her powers to allow
what I
11
have to say.
out and allow 11 to still live.
Damn, Tommy's
but
still
not
going.
keep it in secret.
He said, fuck your theory.
Here's what I have to say, and that means that it's the truth. That was okay. So
What
at the
the
end, and there are some people that have this, and I think that if you want to entertain a conspiracy theory, this one has always been the one that's entertained
Conformity
me
gate?
the
No,
most.
I'm just kidding.
No, Brandon, and it's that this whole thing was just one giant D&D episode or D&D campaign, which I always thought would have been like, that kind of sucks, but also it's kind of a cool idea.
That would have been a slap in the face ending. However,
why?
It would have pissed some people off, but I don't think
Why?
that would
That's
have been
like actually an interesting plot.
I think that would have been kind of cool. But my thing is, I think that whole thing at the end was just kind of like a beautiful coping mechanism for Mike and the gang. It's just kind of like, hey, what if this had? They almost treated it like it was part of like a campaign story. Like, what if this happened and this happened and this happened? And I thought it was a way for them to almost be like,
she's
to bring
alive.
some sort of comfort to a messed up situation that didn't go the way that they wanted it to.
Well,
and so I thought that was not the reality of what happened, but just kind of an agreed upon truth that we can all agree to believe in, even if we all know what
until
really
we
went
get a Stranger Things
the Duffer
sequel
Brothers
and
kinda
she
came out
shows
and
up.
speculation. Yes, Connor.
Because Mitchell, I do agree with you that it can. I agree with you in that point of like it can definitely be seen that way. I do think that both things can be true.
And I think
that's a good point. That's a good point.
With that ending is it was kind of an open book. Choose which ending you want to be true, kind of concept.
See, they didn't leave it up to interpretation like Sopranos or something. They weren't like, oh, you can just figure it out. Can I say if they would have zoomed out and it was like a larger group of people playing a D&D campaign with all these characters, that would have made me cackle. Like that would have made me like I would have actually laughed.
No,
I'm not saying that plot would have
been
worked.
a really fucked up ending is
but
if
it would have been funny.
And all of them are connected to the Mind Flayer, and they're in Becca's Mindscape playing D&D.
Yeah, that would suck. I'm with Mitchell that like that's probably not.
You can stop there.
That's probably not the conspiracy you should go with. Is that it's a larger D&D campaign, but the way they set it up, it's like I would actually enjoy it if it was like they zoom out and it's like these.
Well, one article I did read kind of supported that theory, but I think it's more of just they fucked up in the makeup department and the fact that Mrs. Wheeler doesn't have her scar on her neck in that scene. And they're like, well, if she doesn't have her scar, that means she was never attached with me. None of this ever happened. And so
that's a good point.
But I think it was just on the makeup department forgot to fucking put a scar on her neck.
Continuity issues.
Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But again, it's up for speculation. I'm in the world of 11.
That seems minor. That seems minor compared to leaving a Starbucks cup in the middle of a fucking shot. But that's just me. Yeah. Sorry.
But we get the 2 years later, which it kind of felt weird. Just we already had a time jump going into the season, and they were like, "Yeah, we're just gonna do another time jump at the very end, just to say, hey, here's where everybody is.
Hey, we have time jumps, bitch."
Did they time jump to basically be like, this is the actual age they should be? And it's like, okay.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But we get the whole Mike still kind of going through depression, Hopper goes and finds him, talks him down, basically says, hey, like,
Can we talk about this graduation?
we will get there. Patience. Jesus.
No, let's just skip ahead.
This is a very important scene because this
not
was Hopper
important.
basically saying to Mike, hey, don't live my life.
Sure.
Because that was a big part of Hopper's whole character arc. And now
all he had to do was say that in 5 words, and he said it in 200.
5,086.
Well, I thought it was a good scene.
Well, fuck.
It was a good scene. It was a good scene, but it made me go like,
no.
It made me go like, why are we still going? Like, what? Like, what's going on here?
To get to graduation to see Dustin pull off Eddie's dream graduation by flipping off the principal and being a big rebel, and I was finally happy for Dustin for once.
And then they were gonna go to a party, and then Mike is like, I have a better idea, and it's like, oh my god, I can't.
I wanted Will to turn around in this scene and be like, so you remember 2 seasons ago when you guys made fun of me for wanting to play D&D, and now we have the chance to be cool and go to a party, and you're like, nah, let's go play D&D. He had the opportunity to shit on them, but he didn't because he's a good friend.
I would have taken it. I guess that shows the type of person I am, but I would have taken it.
I really appreciate the homage to Eddie in that scene and Dustin basically reliving Eddie's dream for graduation that he never got to walk.
We look like Roman senators. They're all wearing like orange gowns. I can't. Mitchell's right. Why are they walking? How did any of these people finish these classes? Oh man, they must have wiped out like a year. They must have been like, "Don't worry about it. You're good." You know, the town got destroyed by an earthquake. Vecna tried to kill some people. Someone died. Like, you're good.
Yeah, it's the perfect government cover up. Nobody knew anything of what was going on. It's fine.
I rooted so hard for this Indiana town to get destroyed, and then 2 years later pops up, and it's a normal fucking town.
Yeah,
with Steve coaching baseball. Unbelievable. I almost threw my remote. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
But see, that made sense to me.
Sure.
He got his little family that he always wanted. He basically got this revolving door of a family, just constantly being able to mentor little kids. That I feel like that fits Steve's character nicely.
Good for Steve.
But
You're
we
the
get
sex ed teacher.
That part was just kind of a weird throw in there.
Yeah, that was a weird throw in with all 4 of them.
But I think the most realistic scene in this whole series was this final little, get together with kind of the older kids on top of the roof where they kind of catching up, because I feel like that's how we act now. Like, we don't see each other all the time, and like we finally get together and hang out. Like, oh, like this is what have you been doing?
Yeah, what have you been up to?
I felt like that was a good kind of just little scene to throw in there. Because I related to that a lot, because especially having lived in multiple states and away from everybody, and I mean,
we just kind of did that. We just kind of did that a week ago.
I not see each other for like 19 years, reuniting. Like,
sup, dude? Like,
it's like I can't imagine how it was back in like the 80s and 90s without like social media technology being able to like catch up with people like that.
Yeah, now I can text Connor even if he hasn't been on the podcast for ages and be like,
yeah,
hey man.
Well, good luck getting a response because he probably has you muted.
True.
Brandon's the one that has people muted.
Just at me.
No. Connor doesn't want to tell you that he muted you. I'll tell you straight up I muted you.
All right. Told him.
Thank you for being polite.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah. So we get the final scene of Mike kind of looking down at the new generation of D&D players, which I thought was a nice little touch to the end because. I mean, let's be honest. This whole show.
Holly, you told me this place was cool.
This whole show has been about D&D.
Whoa! You skipped over something. You skipped over the other. The D&D characters themselves, what they're going on. I want to make a comment here on the.
Please do. I've been rushed through every scene so far this episode.
Okay, because we have Lucas and Max off the sunset, have fun. Dustin hang out with Steve. I thought Mike becoming a writer was very fitting, and I think that it fits his character arc very well. I want to talk about Will here because I think there's something that my girlfriend brought up to me that I got to pull the movie up that I watched. So it's like it was around the time that this was. Hold on, you one quick second.
It wasn't Jeffrey
Because
Dahmer, was it?
We've
no,
got
no,
time,
no,
man.
no, no.
We've got time. We've got
What?
time.
What?
I saw a bunch of articles
Uh,
joking around of like, oh, maybe he ran into Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm like, that's just
Whoa, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. I mean, it does fit. It does fit the time period. So
Well, they're like, he's at a
Nope.
bar, like he doesn't know anybody. I'm like, oh, that's so fucked up.
Oh.
where is he going to school again? Do we know? Is it like New York?
I don't think they mentioned the
Yep.
school.
So, I found it. Yeah, because this is the 80s. He went to New York City.
1989 or 1990, depending.
Son
on...
of Sam? Is that what you're getting
No, the AIDS
at?
epidemic.
Oh, the AIDS epidemic.
And so yeah, because I was talking to my girlfriend.
That's,
like, yeah, like
that's even worse.
He's going to New York City in the 80s, where the AIDS epidemic was such a huge thing going on and very prevalent.
Do you think they meant that? They did not mean to write that.
No, well, it's more they didn't write it, but at the same time, like him going to New York of all places to do that is, I do think that is, like, you could have picked Chicago, you could have picked. I think that was intentional.
Okay,
and the funny thing is, I maybe a month after I watched Stranger Things, or maybe even before it, there's a movie called The Normal Heart.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Philadelphia, but yeah.
No.
Same movie.
Mark Ruffalo's in it. Mark Ruffalo and the guy I always get confused with the guy who plays Superman. Shit.
Matt Bomer.
What was wrong with guessing Philadelphia
Bomer
for a movie about AIDS?
Yeah, Matt Bomer. Thank you for that, Tommy.
Well,
but like other one. Yeah, it's Matt Bomer.
You're telling me there's a fan theory. You're telling me there's a fan theory out there that Will goes to New York at the height of the AIDS epidemic.
Well, it's more of it's something that was. It is something that is very prevalent during that time, because if I no, it's something that's in the background of like, oh, that is, because what's real? He's the only gay character. Why is he the one going to New York? Like,
yeah,
that's a fair point.
And that is a very huge gay man epicenter of the world.
No, fair. Also supports my theory that there will be a sequel. Because Montauk, where's Will? Close by.
Different part of New York, but yeah.
I mean, different part of New York, but he's not that far away.
No.
I think it's gonna happen, guys. Netflix is gonna find out 5 years from now. They're gonna be like,
well, that's another reason why I think they left Elle alive as an open door. If Netflix decides, hey, we need to refresh this thing, because
if Will's character, if Mike's character, if any of those other I guess Lucas and Max will get roles, but Will and Mike might need the checks coming in like 4 years.
Because I'm trying to bring proper context to everybody about this, and I do think that like this was intentional.
No, fair. No.
So
part of me thinks they just picked a big city, but I mean, no, yeah, it's very intentional.
I do not think so.
It's very intentional now that you're like bringing it up. Yeah.
Because this is because I'm just gonna have it on the IMDb page of A Normal Heart. Reagan mentioned AIDS publicly for the very first time in September of 1985, and then during the vowing to make AIDS a research top priority. However, Reagan proposed a federal budget for 1986 actually called for 11% reduction in AIDS spending. By the end of 1986, there were 25,000 reported deaths, which in a small community that is so tight knit as is a significant amount. And if anyone has ever seen the movie, like, I highly recommend it. It's fucking emotional, just FYI. But I thought it was very, very well done. The Normal Heart. Anyway, but
you should watch Philadelphia next.
I put it on the list. But yeah, I
Fair
just
enough.
want to make sure that was brought up because I think that is very relevant.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't even like think about that, but
I didn't
No.
either.
I wouldn't either.
I took it
I
more
honestly
of a-
thought about it as like a New York sequel thing.
Well, I took it
That's
more
what
of
I was
a
thinking.
hey, like Will's finally in a place where he feels accepted and not afraid to be himself.
Why he has to go to the big city of New York to fight
That's
to be
how it is
accepted?
for
Is
everybody. They
crazy.
gotta go to the big city because that's where everybody
Could
is.
have gone to Indiana probably. He would have found Indianapolis. There you go. There's a sequel coming, guys.
I did cut you off, Tommy. Talk about Holly going down. I thought that was a very cute ending, by the way. I did enjoy it.
Thanks.
Holly going
The new
making the
generation.
next D&D
No,
party,
but then her friend was like, "These creatures are ugly," and I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, but
can't
and
do it.
also we have Delightful Derek at the very end. What a
Sure,
great arc. he had.
delightful Derek was. Well, how delightful was he? He literally.
He was delightful enough that I laughed every
He
time.
goes like, "Did someone fart?" Oh my god, it's amazing.
That's just
I
a
enjoyed-
kid
I
being a
enjoyed the
kid.
character.
Yeah,
No, I know.
D&D
I just-
D&D Second Edition was released in 1989. So
Oh, I see.
There we go.
Mm.
See,
so
this
that
is why
does check
we
out.
needed you.
All right,
We
okay,
need our
seriously.
D&D history.
I'm not trying to push the sequel series. Percent chances that it happens.
I think they left it open-ended for that purpose if they ever wanted to dive down it.
Like, are we talking like 5%, 10%?
Sequel series 5, spin-off 100.
Well, they've already
I mean, a
confirmed
spinoff is basically a sequel, depending on what the spinoff is. So,
but let's grade this
sequel
thing
to
and-
sequel to me is like direct relation. to something.
continuing the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Part of me
Uh,
thinks like they're gonna have, like Tommy was saying, like a spinoff New York series or something.
I'll give a direct sequel. I will say 10%. Like it's
Love
not
it.
out of the possibility, but
We're
like
in,
I think
we're in
I
the
think,
book, Russo brothers. We're in the book.
I do think that 10% is feasible of people that want to make more money and they want so I can see someone somewhere saying, let's milk this again for another season.
It'll be
Stranger
someone in
Things
Net-
2.
It'll be someone in Netflix saying, "Hey, we're bleeding. We need a new." We need
The
a
shareholders needs money. We need something.
And then they call it Will, and he's like, couldn't have asked at a better time.
Yeah,
Because
seriously.
you get all the people that with streaming services like, oh, well, I'm going to cancel Netflix now because Stranger Things is over. Like, you get a lot of people that are like that, so I'm sure they're going to see numbers drop a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. All right, final grades.
I gave this an 8.4.
Wow.
I was putting
Kick
that
off.
high from what you're saying.
Yeah, Connor, you want to go?
This is just for this. This is the only grade I have for this whole freaking season.
No, I'm not expecting you to dish out all your numbers for the season.
I actually want you to. I want you to put all your numbers in. Thank you.
In the
I would
spreadsheet,
say I'll give it an 8.4.
Okay, 8.4s across the board. Because I'm going 8.56.
Let's go around the room. Guess for the final time.
I'm going to say an
that's-
8.13.
8.19.
I'm gonna play the under on this one. I'm gonna go 809.
This isn't Price is
Price
Right.
is right.
Connor was the
Still.
closest.
Damn, it's an 8.
801.
That's crazy.
I thought I was thinking of going lower too.
I thought you were going to. I was like, something tells me Connor's gonna hit it, and then you just you didn't go as far as you should have.
Yeah,
Well, this was
You tried to Price is Right in.
You were a little too
level.
level-headed for your own good.
my first thought was 805.
My first start was
Down
8.10,
lower.
but then I went up a little bit.
Yeah,
On me.
Okay,
Both of
usually
you-
Mitchell, like your first thought, you should usually go down.
That is fair.
Damn,
that is fair.
They
But
called you out for being negative.
It
I'll
is.
call myself out for
It's not
being negative.
wrong.
It is what it is. I'm just a little bit more critical. But after 2.5 years, Connor, I don't know if you remember this. We started
It's been
recording
fucking wild,
these.
man.
We started recording these when we were both like, Aaron Rodgers just got to New York. I bet great things are gonna happen.
What
Yeah,
a
No,
clown show.
because I said it's gonna be awful, and it always has been.
Yeah. Connor's more again level-headed man. He knows what's coming, whereas I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, even though I'm gonna be 32 in a few months. But
you figure it out.
you think I'd
figure it
learn?
out.
I have not. But it's been fun. 5 seasons of Stranger Things. I really wish the 5th season had really been able to bring it home the way that we wanted it to, but we've seen a lot of ups. We've seen a lot of downs. And we're going to have to, especially once I'm back from Europe on my honeymoon, we're gonna have to figure out. My vote would be some version of like Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones. Especially because we could do spin-offs of both of those shows as well.
I'd never seen Breaking Bad.
I think you might have just pushed us in the right direction.
Let's do Better Call Saul.
We will have a vote off of this one.
Let's do Better Call Saul instead. How do we feel? How do
you
we
do
feel
Breaking
about
Bad and
skipping
then
over
Better Call
Breaking
Saul,
Bad and
Brandon?
doing
You do the Breaking Bad universe, but we just wrapped up with Stranger Things. Been fun. It's been good. Let's do it again sometime with a different show. For Tommy Grant, Connor VanDemark, and Brandon Tew, who joined us for the final season of the show. Thank you for listening along, and we'll have some new stuff in the near future. Goodbye.